Hi, my name's Sue and this is Sue Maree P. Today I'm going to share a 30-minute homemade soup idea. It's my white bean soup. It's healthy, it's gluten-free, and I love this kind of thing. It's getting colder here in Sweden and it's perfect soup weather. So this week I picked up a soup mix from the supermarket, and in here it's got a parsnip, a little bit of leek, a bit of celeriac, and 4 carrots. I'm going to pop that into the soup mix or into the soup, but you can swap it out and just put 1 onion, a couple of carrots, some celery, just whatever you've got. This kind of recipe is really easy just to mix and match kind of what you've got in the house. So I'm just going to quickly wash all of these before we start chopping. The first thing I need to do is heat up this pan. So I'm just going to plug everything in. And once that's warm enough, I'll drizzle some oil in there. Okay, let me just start. I'll chop the leek first. So if you don't have a leek, you can do an onion. Leek is kind of in the onion family, so I'm just cutting it in half. And there was no real dirty bits, so I'm just going to slice it. Just drizzle a little bit of oil. So this is olive oil. So that was about a tablespoon. So I'm going to pop the leek in there. Oh, I forgot to time myself. I said it was going to be a 30-minute meal, so let me put a timer on. Okay, my 30-minute timer's on. Let's put a lid on that to help it go quicker. I'm going to keep chopping all these things up. Now I'm racing against the clock. You know, making something like this is quicker than like ordering takeaway. Now some people don't peel carrots, so feel free to just throw them in unpeeled if they look okay, which I might do today. But we want to chop them quite small so they cook quickly. So do it in half and then a quarter. Going to keep an eye on this cooking in here. That's cooking quite quickly, so I'm just turned it down slightly. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 cloves of garlic here that I've peeled. Just going to crush them into my garlic crush and pop them in. And I'm just going to throw the carrots in as they're ready. And they can start softening up in there. Okay, let's get back to chopping all these vegetables. I'm up against the clock. I'm going to pop the lid back on. So the vegetables usually take about 10 minutes to prep, just depending on how quick you are at chopping. Look, I'm not a trained chef, so I'm a bit slower with my knife skill, and my wrists aren't that strong. Now if you're doing this at home, you probably chop all the vegetables before you actually started, but I'm trying to show you how quick it can be. Just trim this celeriac. Never seen a celeriac in a soup mix before, so I don't know if this is a Swedish thing, because I thought it was an English vegetable. If anyone knows where celeriac originates from, let me know in the comments below. I think it's the ugliest looking vegetable, but it'll add a nice flavour. Okay, so I'm just going to continue chopping this one. So now we need to add some seasoning and spices. So what I'll do is I'm going to add some oregano. Whoops, it's a new one. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of that. And you can mix and match to add whatever herbs or spices you like. I like cayenne pepper, so I'm going to add just 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. That gives it a nice little kick, but that's optional. And I'm going to add a little bit of chilli, because I also like chilli, and a little bit of black pepper. I don't put salt in because I find the stock cubes that I use are quite salty. I can't get low salt ones here. So now I'm going to add in the vegetable broth, which is, I'd had 1 stock cube and then added 4 cups of water. So I'm just going to pop that in. So I cheated a little bit. I did prep that ahead of time. And I've got 1 extra cup of water on standby just in case I need it. But we like our soups on the thicker side and not like a broth. So I'll just add that if we need it. So we need to, well, how are we going for time? 21 minutes. Okay, I need to add the beans. So usually I buy my beans like this in they're in texture packs here, which is a 380 pack, which is equivalent to 230 beans once you drain them and rinse them. I had dried beans to use up, so these are little dried cannellini beans which I boiled yesterday. So I'm going to pop those in. That's a cup and a half. And you can pop whatever beans you like. If you like the big butter beans, you can add them in. If you wanted a little bit of meat, you can add some cooked like diced chicken or shredded chicken. If ham or pork's your thing, you can add a little bit of bacon or ham. Let's bump the speed up. The temperature. I'm going to put that up to level 4 on this. And I've got 21 minutes, so fingers crossed it's all going to be cooked for you. I'll pop the lid on too. Let's get that cooking and let's come back and have a look at it. Just before the end, I add 2 cups of baby spinach. So let that cook. So we have about 7 minutes on the clock and you can see that it's boiling away really nicely. So you can either leave it so you've got all your chunky vegetables, but we'll give it another 7 minutes. But what I like to do is I like to put the Bamix in there and whiz it so I've got some kind of smooth velvety pieces, or smooth velvety soup plus some chunky pieces. So let it cook for another 7 minutes. I've got 2 minutes left on my clock. I'm going to turn this off. I don't need the extra water because I don't think it needs it. So I'm going to bring my Bamix over and plug it in. So I take the pot off the cooktop. Hey, I think I just wasted a few minutes then. Okay, grab your Bamix if you've got one, or you can use a big potato masher, and I'm just going to whiz it a bit. So let's have a look. Whoops, don't press it while you try and look. So I've still got a few chunky carrot bits. I'm going to give it another little go. I think that'll be fine. So if you look at it now, it's got kind of like a thick consistency. And then I'll pop some spinach in to wilt inside there. How about I just pop it all in? And then to serve it, I'll serve it with a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese on top. I made a test bake yesterday. That one, spinach looks a bit dodgy. A test bake of some seeded spelt rolls, so we're going to eat those with it. But if you're trying to be gluten-free, just have the soup by itself. And then the other thing I would check is just season it to taste. So you can add a little bit of extra salt and pepper on the table or some chili flakes so your family or guests can... Oh, there's my timer. I think we made it. How about I try and taste test it from the pot? So can you see that? It's like this really thick, almost like a version of a pumpkin soup. It's super hot because I had it boiling away to meet my 20-minute mark. It's really tasty. I would probably add a little bit more chili or spice in there, but it's quite delicious and nutritious. Tastes very healthy. Tastes so good. Let me know if you give this recipe a go. Hit the thumbs up if you've liked my healthy white bean soup today. Pop a comment below. If you're new here today and you've clicked on for the first time, thank you for watching, and consider subscribing. Just hit the bell and then you get notified when I've got a new video. I do videos every Thursday and Saturday, and I release them 6 p.m. Central European time. I don't always do savoury things, but I'm trying to add a few little ideas on quick meals that we eat at home. So this is my 30-minute meal idea for white bean healthy soup. Don't forget, hit thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and I'll pop a few other ideas up above. Bye. Yum.